The new iPhone and the new iOS update is just around the corner, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new iPhone 17. And I'm not going to spoil it, but there are a lot of changes coming and you want to stick around to see those. And new iOS update, iOS 19, which is also a very interesting one. And I'm just going to be talking to you if it's worth switching from the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which I've been using daily for the past few weeks, and how is it going, but is it worth the switch to iPhone 17. And let's just find out. I'm going to be sharing with you a few quirks of this phone and if we should move on to the 17 and what should you be expecting. So let's dive into this video and get started. So just starting on the 16 Pro Max, some pretty nice features. Like if you just open it up, it's very smooth. It's it's extremely smooth. Everything, it's very, very smooth. That's what I like. It's 120 hertz refresh rate, which is very, very high. And then there's another actually button here, which is very nice. You can click that and then the camera will pop up just like that, and you can take a picture, and I think you can also zoom just like that. Yep, it's very, very nice. It's just a nice feature if you want to take a quick picture of something. You don't have to find your camera app and everything, but you can just click that one button and then that'll show up, which is pretty nice. And then there's a few other features too. You can set up filters and stuff, which is connected to that one button. And then there's also an action button, which you can press that, and if you hold it, it will go from ring to silent, stuff like that. And then you can also set it up to do other stuff like flashlight and other custom features like accessibility, and you can also open apps onto that, which is very nice. I prefer ring and silence since it's just simple. You can do that, but you can always set it up for other features. And then there's also a hide distracting items thing. You can go into Safari and you can remove ads from web pages, which is just so helpful. It's probably one of my favorite features in this phone. If I'm doing research for a school project or something, I can just go onto these articles and then remove those ads, so I'm less distracted, which is very nice. And its flashlight is also very, very nice. You can control it like this, so just like that. You can control the brightness, and you can also control the beam like that. It's kind of hard to tell right now. You might be able to tell, but in the dark and everything, it's pretty helpful. You can focus on things, or you can just keep it wide and everything, but very helpful. That's also another nice feature. It's cool that the iPhone, not a designated flashlight, but the iPhone has that feature. But moving on to the 17, there's going to be a big change in this one, and that is the literal iPhone and the literal design. Apple might change the regular model to have a pixel kind of line out, or not. They might keep it just like the 16. That's pretty big debate, but they are definitely having a new model called the iPhone 17 Air. It's like a replacement to the Plus, so we won't have a Plus next lineup, but we will have a new Air, which is supposedly very, very thin. It's much thinner than this phone, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, as you can see here, and it's almost as thin as the iPad Pro, which those are very, very thin. I have one, extremely thin, but the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the Pro, that's what I'm really looking out for, since all the Pro models have been like this. I also used to have iPhone 12 Pro, and it used to be the same thing, maybe different size, but same kind of square layout. Same for other phones. They always used to have a square layout. Now now Apple might be moving on to a more rectangular layout. I don't know if it's going to be 1, 2, 3 camera, or there's going to be 3 cameras, some sensors. I don't know how it's going to be but as you can see in this photo, it's going to be more rectangular, more than square like this one. But that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a big visual change, probably the biggest since the iPhone XR. But I'm excited for that. Apple has been doing a lot of camera changes since iPhone 16 is up and down, and then iPhone 17 might be completely different. So I'm excited for that. I want to see how that goes. And then obviously, as usual, Apple's going to put a new chip in here, the A19 chip, which is going to be faster, a bit faster than this, and maybe a longer battery life too. This iOS 19 update is going to be very design related. They're gonna change up a lot of designs, like the home screen. Instead of being these like regular blocky kind of things, they're gonna be like more circular. Apple might make them complete circles, which I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. I think I like the regular one better, or they just might make them more circular, a bit more circular than the ones we have right now. But either way, that's gonna look pretty nice. They want to make it more like related to Vision OS, so it's gonna be more like glass, kind of like shiny, kind of. I don't know how to say it, but more glassy kind of layout. Then the iMessage app is also gonna change a bit. You can see a bit more glassy around like the back icon and the FaceTime icon, and then it's more circular on the keyboard too. So they're making things more like glassy and more circular. And this iOS update is not revolutionary at all. It's like more a bit polished, and they're just like making things look a bit better and just a few more design tweaks. So nothing extremely big here, but it's gonna look a bit better and feel better, and just the overall feel of just like navigating your iPhone will be a bit more satisfying. And then there might be some AI and Siri updates. They might add some more Apple Intelligence features, since Apple Intelligence is not the biggest thing on here right now. I don't really use it that much since there's not much use of it, but hopefully they add more of that and make Siri a bit better. But the last question, it comes down to this, is should you upgrade from like something like this if you have this like me, and should you upgrade to the 17 Pro Max, something like that? I don't think so. From what I'm seeing, it's very good phone, very smooth, extremely good cameras. But if you are someone who loves to have the latest tech out there, you should probably buy this one, since there's a massive redesign, definitely for the Air too, definitely for the Pro model, since the rectangular thing, maybe not for the regular model, but a whole new lineup, the Air, that's going to be pretty revolutionary. They haven't made something like that since a long time. But just some final thoughts, 17 is going to have a massive redesign, a very big different look. It's not a complete revolution in like the tech. The insides are probably going to be the same, mostly for like the chip and everything, but, and who knows, maybe Apple is just quietly setting the foundation for its new era of iPhones. So that's it for today's video. Big changes coming, and maybe if you want to buy this thing, maybe hold off, since the iPhone 17 is gonna just be this, but a massive remodel and maybe better cameras. So maybe hold off on buying this. It's a great phone, but let's see what happens for the 17. So I'll see you next one. Bye for now. YouTube Pro out.